feelings, emotions, mental health, those things are not really put at the forefront of the priorities of our modern society. So what we end up doing is just suppressing all the emotions that we feel and then just like tossing them aside or not thinking about them. But that's not what we want, because if the goal is to understand yourself better and then make yourself feel better and just simply have a better life, then all you want to do is to know how you feel. And journaling is simply one of the best techniques that could help you achieve this in-depth connection with yourself. So in this video, I want to talk about 3 journaling techniques that have changed my life. Journaling, it's the place where all your guards are down. You don't need to be scared of anything else. You don't have an outside pressure. You are simply bare naked in front of the pages of your journal, and you're simply letting out everything that has to be released. It's a way for me to track my spiritual journey, to track my process. So let's get into the 3 techniques that I've developed throughout my years of journaling. I've been journaling, it's been a while now, I would say about 3 years. Or maybe even going towards 4 years. And it's been one of the most blessing things that have happened to me so far. The first step is to emotional dump. So emotional dumping is actually really important, and I think most of the people that journal would emotional dump, that's a really natural process. It feels really good because sometimes you feel like there's stuff bottling up in your body and you really need to release it, and you just feel it inside you that it needs to come out. Some people would call up a friend and talk to their friends, but you know, sometimes it's also good that you go into your journal, because emotional dumping often on people could be quite tiring for the other person. This step of emotional dumping, it's all about saying everything that comes to your mind, everything that you're feeling at the moment. So dramatic, so like intense. It's literally you are just vomiting out your feelings, like you have to let it go. And I'm a Leo, so I'm really dramatic, and when I need to emotional dump, it's like a lot of dumping. And so I'm aware that sometimes it could be quite tiring for my friends or my family members when I do that, so I try to like control myself a little bit and just go to my journal. But you know, sometimes it's also good to have some support from someone that you actually want. I feel like this step of emotional dumping is very interesting because I've learned that it is actually revealing all of your traumas. Why it is affecting you so much. There's a reason behind that, and that reason most of the time it's explained by childhood wounds, past traumas hidden in your unconscious mind, and all those things are just, when you dump, you are letting your unconscious mind a little window so everything can come out. And so this is why I feel like this step is really interesting, because you get to see and understand what your childhood wounds or your traumas is revealing and informing you about. And this goes to the second step. And so before I go to the second step, I want to quickly say that most of the time, well, my first year of journaling, it was mostly about simply emotional dumping. And yes, it does feel good because everything comes out. The next step could be quite challenging, but I've learned to do that, and it actually changed my life. And this second step, it's about analyzing your emotional dump. It's about being your own therapist here. And so this step is extremely important because it's it's where you do the hard work to actually learn about yourself. You are trying to understand why is it affecting you so much. Where is this intense feeling coming from? And so I know sometimes the answer cannot be that easy. So you might ask yourself, okay, why am I so affected by XYZ? Or what does this situation remind me of? And sometimes it's not that easy because, as I was saying, the emotional dumping comes from your unconscious mind. So your unconscious mind are not things that are really rational to your rational mind. You cannot really make a sense of it because it's in the unconscious. You don't actually know. But as you would come to work with your unconscious mind, you would slowly discover more about what it is trying to reveal to you. And so this step is really important. You don't I want to say that you have to keep going through this process. Every time you emotional dump, go to the second step and leave yourself a space to analyze what's happening. So ask yourself, why am I so affected by this situation? What does this remind me of? It could be a situation from your childhood. Most of the time, I say when something really impacts you, it's because you have lived a past trauma and those past trauma are being triggered. And so you have to understand what it's being triggered there. And I have some tips for you. If it starts getting really hard, you actually don't know where it's coming from, you have like zero idea, like no clue. Like I've been there. I'll just write down why am I reacting that way. I would literally write, I have no idea, but I'm aware and I know that there's a deeper reason and I'm ready to do the work to understand. And so how you would do that, you could be just go read a book on psychology, reading articles online about psychology. And I want to stress on the fact that this second part of analysis is one of the most important because it's the healing process. You are making your unconscious mind seen and heard, and you are trying to untie the knots. So everything that was hidden inside you, those inner traumas, those conflicts that you have never actually had the chance to deal with, they are surfacing during your emotional dump. And when you analyze those intense emotions that are coming from a deeper wound, you are then trying to understand what has happened to not make it happen again or change your way of perspective. And that's a way to heal. Why I'm saying that it's a healing process, it's because it's about rebuilding yourself, and healing, it's a process of recreating, rebuilding, and rewiring your brain. So this step is crucial. This goes to the third step that I want to talk about. So as I was saying, because the analysis part is sometimes so painful because you're actually realizing things, sometimes your mental is really vulnerable in these moments, and that's why you need a support. And that's when the third step comes in. I want to call it the positive affirmation, the self-love step. In this third step, you are acknowledging the work you've been doing. You are being kind to yourself. You are supporting yourself. Don't overlook this third step. It is actually really important as all the other steps. You are nourishing yourself. You are acknowledging your strength, because it could be really, really hard sometimes just to emotional dump. It's very tiring, and then to analyze all your feelings, it could be really hard, sometimes downright traumatic, painful. It's about self-love and simply being positive and telling yourself that I believe in you, you are doing great, I know it's hard, but I'm here for you. And I remember I did not used to like to do a lot of positive affirmation because it felt fake to me. I would just be like, you are doing great. But I was not. I was like, I was devastated, or I was like, I was not doing great. Why would I write that? It's not even true to how I feel. That's why I've come to set up these 3 steps that actually helped me, and I felt really good doing these things. Even though sometimes it could feel cheesy to you, I could feel like, okay, I'm just convincing myself that I'm feeling okay. It's actually not that. I want to tell you that everything that you're saying in this positive affirmation, it gets to your brain. When you were younger, let's say you were a child, everything that was said to you or how people behave towards you, you were just absorbing those kind of behavior and those feelings, those energy of people, and that's how you form your belief, sometimes your irrational beliefs. And now it's time that you rewire your brain. Now in this 3rd step, you could start trying to rewire your brain by just giving yourself so much love and affirmation so that your brain start picking up on those positive thoughts of yourself. And even though at first it could feel like it's not true, you just gotta keep doing it. So I think that's all I want to say for my journaling techniques. So like this video if you find it helpful, and subscribe to my channel for more content like these, and leave me a comment about your journaling technique, and if I want to know how you cope with your most hard moments, I would love to read your comments and I would start a conversation with you guys.